Hey, Mike Brookfield's here. How are you? Long time no see. What's going on? It's a rainy day here in Dublin, so I thought, gotta get some content out to YouTube people, because they must be gasping for some new guitar content. Not, because there's plenty of guitar content on YouTube, isn't there? But it's been a while since I put some stuff up, so I thought it'd be fun to put a little 4-part series up, and it's a part experiment on my behalf, because I've just stopped my Adobe subscription, and I've just downloaded Final Cut Pro, and in the hopes that it'll get it easier to get content out, because I don't know if you know the Adobe programs, but they're pretty involved, and I know them pretty well, but it's it's more the psychological thoughts of having to fire up those programs to kind of do a video. So I'm trying to make it easier for myself. So I'm armed with my Final Cut Pro and my iPhone and some Charlie Parker licks. So can't beat that. So yeah, and apologies for not getting as much content out, or any content out, over the last few months, but we've just had a new baby, and so that's 3 kids crashing around the apartment, makes guitar videos a bit more kind of challenging to get around to, but I think we're hitting a bit of a run now where I might be able to get some consistent footage out. So the idea here is to give you an 8-bar part of a Charlie Parker solo every week for 4 weeks. Then you put it together and you've got 32-bar Charlie Parker solo. That would be a mental achievement if you could get that down. So what I'm going to do, we're going to look at Yardbird Suite, which is one of his most famous songs, and we're just going to look at the solo section. He does one chorus, which is 32 bars long, and in this first video we'll do the first 8 bars, and then we'll go through it in the hopes that you'll if you can play a Charlie Parker solo note for note, you're gonna have that under your belt for the rest of your life, and it's gonna get you, closer to the music, and you're gonna get more enjoyment out of the music by having put it under the microscope, like we're about to do. So let's check it out, will we? So let's have a listen to Charlie Parker play those first 8 bars. Pretty burning, isn't it? We don't worry about speed. It doesn't matter if you can't play it, full tempo. I mean, go for it. That's what you're aiming for. But it's really about getting the phrasing into your musical system, if you like. So when you're soloing, you're not just kind of running scales. You're trying to play phrases and similar rhythmical phrases that Charlie Parker would play. If you're interested in that style. And it's a beautiful thing when you slow it down and you analyze it, because he was a real true genius. His lines are just immaculate. So the first phrase is, so I'm going to go with that slow, and it's in the key of C, so that's kind of almost like a little turnaround lick where he's on the G and then resolves to the C. So it's the fingering you want to be looking out for. So you'd be playing a blues in C. These are real cool things to insert into your playing. Even if you're not a jazz player, and I don't consider myself a jazz player, I'm a blues player who likes to take elements of rockabilly and jazz and put them into, you know, and hopefully it ends up being my own kind of thing. So that first phrase again, and then you've got this. So you get this. So far you've got. Yeah. And then you've got this quite a long line where he goes. So again, it's all about the fingerings, because you look at that line and you go, how the hell am I going to play that? And it takes you a while to, you know, because that's the thing about the guitar. It's so hard to come up with the good fingerings for these things. So that's where I see this video of being of worth, because I know that there's a lot of great jazz tuition stuff on the internet, but maybe not great fingerings for Charlie Parker solos, you know. So, you know, I'm only interested in contributing something that's kind of maybe fresh and new and useful. You know, I don't want to be repeating lessons that are already out there. So here we are. Let's do that phrase again. So we've got this. Whoa. And again. Work on the fingering, slow it down, and look at the fingerings that I'm using, because that's the key to it. Good bebop fingerings, not easy to find. And then you've got this really cool signature Charlie Parker line at the end, which when you're playing a jazz gig or you're playing with horn players, you'll hear them kind of quote this, because it's a super commonly used Parker phrase. And it comes on that part in the sequence where it's the turnaround, you know. Or it could be like the 3-6-2-5. So E minor, A7, D minor, G7. So I'll do that slow. Now, I can feel people typing as I'm doing this, going, where's the tab? Send me the tab. Where's the, you know, write it down, send it to me. No, just try and learn it and memorize it. Do 8 bars this week, 8 bars next week. If you're still in by week 4, you will have a Charlie Parker solo memorized, and it will be much more useful to you. You know, by all means, go and buy the Charlie Parker Omnibook. You know what I mean? Give Jamie Abersol a bit of support there. But, you know, it's actually not really going to help you if I put the tab up, because, you know, you might get into the lick a little bit faster, but you'll forget it faster and it won't stick. So, you know, I know this because, you know, I'm trying to make improvements myself all the time, and I'm, you know, and I see it with students, what works and what doesn't work. So, what's going to be the best way of approaching this is if you just watch the video and, you know, just take it phrase by phrase, because you've only got 8 bars, which is kind of cool. It means that it's not like trying to learn the whole of a Rude Mood or the whole of the Crossroads solo in one go. You've only got 8 bars, but it's a pretty involved 8 bars, isn't it? So here's the whole lick again. To play it slow like that. Anyway, let's see what it's like fast. One of the great things about Charlie Parker is his phrasing, his rhythmical phrasing. It's not just the notes, it's you know, the way he kind of phrases and accents in unusual places. You know, trying to try and get a little bit more of that kind of rhythmical curve going on it. So anyway, bit of fun there, and opening the account again. So a bit of a jazzy one, and we'll do this for 4 weeks and see what happens. See if we can turn some of you rock and rollers, you YouTube punks, into Charlie Parker demons. Or maybe just kind of, maybe if you only learn one lick, maybe if you only ever learn that, then, you know, it's kind of something cool to quote in your solo. So I'm going to keep this, excuse me, I'm going to keep this pretty short and to the point, but I'll see you again next week, if not before, you know, because there's going to be some blues coming at you and some other stuff as well. So keep it handy, keep it burning, and I'll speak to you soon.